Now back after a week hiatus to a long-awaited Team v Team. It's West Ham 2015-16 up against
Brighton 2022-23.
big one this week.
Both teams got
Surprising,
62 points.
yeah. Right, like not many people would think to compare them, but there's a lot of similarities. And okay, yeah, you've started us off 62 points. I'll go in the West Ham corner. Came seventh, 4 points off Champions League. A record of 16 wins, 14 draws, only 8 losses. 65 goals scored, 51 conceded, so a goal difference of 14. Fairly even home and away records. Got 34 points at home, got 28 points away.
Yeah, well, I think yes, Brighton were further away from Champions League, but I think it was a tougher ask getting Champions League. I think the competition was a lot tougher. Look, there were 8 teams who got 60 or more points that season. And one you got 59. Like there's a lot of good teams that season. And I think they had to beat those good teams as well. So meaning the overall points should be slightly less. Da da
I mean, to be fair,
da.
there was eight teams in 15-16 with 60 plus points.
Mm, yeah, fair enough.
In fairness,
The home record was good, but the away record was really good. 28 points away from home, 34 points at home.
that's that's
Goals,
lit
they kept scoring.
that's literally identical home and away record to West Ham. That's
Yeah, I know.
crazy.
I know. Mad.
Um,
Goals per game, it was 72 goals scored, 53
mm,
away, conceded, so 19 goal difference.
a lot better than West Ham's.
Generating. Mm, yeah.
Now, notable results, and for West Ham, genuinely, out of 12 Super Six games that season, they only lost one of them.
Wow.
Crazy. First, they beat Arsenal 2-0 away, drew 3-all at home with them, beat City 2-1 away, drew 2-all at home with them, won 3-0 at Anfield, beat them 2-0 at home, and beat them 2-1 in the FA
Well,
Cup.
they beat
Won two,
Liverpool 3-0.
that's true.
Beat
Beat
West Ham 4-0.
beat Chelsea 2-1 at home. Yeah, but that wasn't impressive last season, let's be honest.
But whose games are you reading out?
West Ham's.
Brighton's are so similar. Beat Chelsea 2-1, beat Liverpool 3-0, beat Arsenal 3-0. Yeah,
Mm.
crazy.
And then
Go on, keep going.
beat Man United 3-2 in the final game at the Berlin.
Mm,
Were unlucky not to win away. Chelsea away, they got robbed, but still finished 2-all. Arsenal at home, they got robbed, still finished 3-all.
mm,
Beat Spurs 1-0. And that was the away game was the only one they lost against the Super Six team that season. They lost 4-1.
mm.
Drew 2-all at title chasing Leicester in the run into the end of the season. Beat sixth place Southampton at home. Like some unbelievable
Yeah.
results against the teams
Well,
above and around them that
s-
season for West
s-
Ham.
same with Brighton. They drew to City, beat Arsenal 3-0, a good Arsenal side that
Mm.
nearly won the league. Beat Man United twice, beat Chelsea 2-1, beat Liverpool 3-0. Like it's massive, massive result here. Battered West Ham twice. Drew to Liverpool, so drew and didn't lose to Liverpool that season. Yeah, very
Mm.
good.
Yeah, I think the cups. Should we go League Cup? Very disappointing for West Ham. Went out away to Leicester, which I suppose by the end of the season didn't look like so much of a bad feat.
Yeah, League
It
Cup
was the
wasn't
FA
good.
Cup, which was genuinely hard as a West Ham fan was heartbreaking.
Same for
Got through,
Brighton.
yeah, beat yeah, true. Beat Liverpool in the second leg of that game with a last minute winner in extra time. Won 5-1 at Blackburn, then got robbed in the first leg against Man United in the quarter-final and lost in the second leg. Would have been an easy trip to Wembley for West Ham, but obviously I know it's the same with Brighton, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Brighton got to the semi-final, lost on penalties against Man United.
And beat Liverpool on the way as well, 2-1.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Wow,
there's
such similar
how are
seasons.
there this many
So
similarities?
many similarities.
Oh my God.
Um,
Oh,
Also, I do want to say a few points. Oh, wait, so we've done the stats, we've done the results, we've done the fixtures, we've done the
mm,
achievements. I want to say about the actual team. The manager was changed halfway through the season. It shows a bit of adversity that they went through, and they actually improved
of
from
course.
that. The season before they had some of their best players stripped. It's just so they kept going, and I just think that aspect, I think that's a good thing for the club.
Well, I think
Positive.
For West Ham, they had a new manager coming in. It was his first ever gig in England, in the former Slaven Bilic. It was the last season at the Berlin, which can either at Upton Park, which can either, of course, help you a lot, which I think it did in the case of West Ham, or but it can also create immense pressure. You have to deliver. Like there's no sort of acceptance of, oh, we can have a transition first season, oh, we can have this and that. Like you have to deliver, which creates an immense amount of pressure. And then also lost their
Mm,
club captain. Kevin Nolan
yeah.
went. There's other things like coming off the back of a tough end of a season the year before. And so for West Ham, I will actually say, to be fair, not this is comparable with Brighton, but they had probably the single worst Europa League campaign that a English team has ever had. And this is why, right? Drew to, oh, first of all, they only got in, they only got in based on fair play. That used to be a thing. Least yellow cards in a season or something across Europe. They got in. They played Lusitanos from, I don't even, from Moldova, Andorra, sorry, in the first round. It won both games. Then played Birkirkara from Malta the second game. Needed a penalty shootout to beat them as they lost the away leg 1-0. And then came up against Astragugu in the third qualifying round and lost. Like drew 2-2 at home, lost 2-1 away. How do you do that as an English team?
It's not good. That is not good enough.
It's appalling, is what it is. And what's even worse is they went out to Astragugu again the next year after qualifying on actual playing merit this time. My days. So that's one dampener on this season, but that's one of the only ones. So as well, West Ham that season they had a 5-game run where they got treated with some horrible decisions. Like in the run in at the end of the season, they had on really good form, about fifth, maybe sixth at that point, with other teams going for difficult periods, like City not doing all that well, United having a bit of a rough patch. They had 5 games in a row where they got robbed. Chelsea away, there was a penalty that should never have been a penalty to give Chelsea a point. Palace 2-2 at home, dodgy red card. 3-3 Arsenal at home, an offside goal that was about 4 yards onside, like for West Ham. United FA Cup, a goal unfairly given to Man United after a foul on a West Ham keeper. And then Leicester 2-2 away. There's a dodgy penalty in the last minute to give Leicester a point. So many points robbed off West Ham, which genuinely they would have got top 4 without, and quite comfortably as well. They would have been pushing Spurs in third.
I think that is one of the defining differences between the two seasons. Is, to be fair, West Ham did look like they could get Champions League at one point, whereas Brighton never looked like they were going to get it.
No.
However, that was partly because the competition was so much harder this year.
Of course it was, yeah. And you've got, like, as well, yeah, of course, that was one of those so-called transition seasons where a lot of the Super Six weren't performing as well, weren't performing even close to their normal standards. I mean, evidenced by Leicester going and winning the whole thing. But and as
also,
well,
I'd like to say you were a bit of a one-man band.
I was literally about to say this, to be fair. When Payet got injured by a horrible tackle by James McCarthy.
No, it wasn't actually. It was unlucky.
It was. West Ham
played. It was an unlucky tackle. He meant to foul him, but he didn't mean to hurt him.
To snap his ankle, mate, it was nasty.
But he didn't mean to.
And it derailed West Ham's good form in November, December. So without him on that run, West Ham won 2 games, drew 5 and lost 1. Really kind of derailed their momentum. Had them down in 9th or 10th after that run. But you're right, Payet, it was basically a one-man team for big parts of the season. And that is like a lot of West Ham fans can acknowledge that. I mean, evidenced by when we go to the goals and assists charts, Payet, just in the league, Payet 9 goals, 12 assists, so 21 goals and assists. The next best was Antonio with 12 goals and assists.
Yeah.
8 goals, 4 assists. But Mark Noble, ridiculous season, 7 goals, 4 assists. Andy Carroll, 9 goals, 1 assist. Lanzini.
But that's the thing, you're reading out names like Andy Carroll. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you were a one-man team, whereas Brighton had Solly March firing, Caicedo, McAllister, Gross, Mitoma breaking through, Trossard for the first half of the season, who got nicked off him, and then also had a solid defence, like with Dunk and Estupinian as well, after also having their players stripped from them as well. So it's a more balanced team. It's a more well-rounded team. The style of play was better. You got to boost off your stadium. And then take one man out of this Brighton team, which they have done. They've taken, I think, 3 out of it. 3 out of the starting team are no longer at the club, and they're still performing. Whereas take one man out of your team, you're rubbish. True.
No, that is very true. Yeah. I think that is the difference where West Ham were a lot more of a one-man team. But I think that is like an extent to which that takes away from the showings that some of those players had that season. Noble was different quality. And I'll never forgive Roy Hodgson for not taking him to the Euros. No, he was. Noble was ridiculous that season. Carroll, yes, like some of that was covered up. Like he got a hat trick in a game against Arsenal, but still, like 9 goals is no mean feat. That team. Antonio, his first ever season in the top flight, playing half of it at bloody right back, and he got 12 goals and assists.
Right, should we do the joint 11?
Go on, yeah. So in goal, it's Adrian or
come on, Sanchez. Earn his big money move. 4 players got stripped from the team. 4, him as well. Forgot about him.
Robert Sanchez.
I'd go Sanchez.
Robert Sanchez was dropped by the end.
Was he dropped?
Yes. Yes. Did you
Was he
watch
not
Brighton
injured?
last season? No. He was dropped for Jason Steele
Okay, Steele then.
almost as soon as De Zerbi came in. I'm still going Adrian
Not as
from this
soon as
season.
Sanchez played most games that season. He
How
played
many?
23. 23.
Sanchez was never in favour with De Zerbi. I think it's the truth. Because Steele was a better passer of the ball.
Oh, well, Adrian's a rubbish pass for the ball.
No, but that wasn't West Ham's style. I'm backing Adrian
Fine.
this season.
Well, the thing is it
Because yes, like, you're probably basing it off of Liverpool Adrian. For West Ham, he was a very good keeper, and especially in
fine?
his
We'll
first
we'll
few
give you
seasons.
Adrian. We'll give you Adrian. We'll give you Adrian.
Okay.
What formation are we playing?
Well, West Ham this
Because they
season, it was
played.
kind of a 4-2-3-1 for most of it.
It's different formations because they played a
What?
five. Well, not a five, but like kind of like a 3-4. You know, like a 3-4-3.
Yeah. Let me make this work.
Well, should we just say the defense, all the defenders, and we'll just say who's better?
Go on. Yeah.
So who was your left back? We'll go for left back because they both had a left back.
Cresswell.
Estupinian. I feel like that's a no-brainer.
From this season,
Oh, come on!
No.
It is serious. It's right, get the stats up.
Aaron
Estupinian.
Aaron Cresswell, his first 2 seasons at West Ham, he was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Two goals,
So is
4 assists.
Estupinian isn't.
No, they were
Wait, how
both
many
good,
goals and how
but
many
Cresswell
assists?
very good. Cresswell got in the England team at the end of the year.
1 goal, 5 assists.
Cresswell 2 goals, 4 assists, including a
Very
worldie at
close.
Leicester.
Yeah, but Estupinian scored a worldie.
They were both very good. That's the problem.
Well, we'll leave that. We'll leave that. We'll leave that.
Okay, leave that to the end.
Centre backs. Who were your best 2 centre backs? And I'll say the best 2. So Dunk.
Best 2, Ogbonna and Reed. Okay, Dunk gets in. Fair enough.
Dunk. And then
But
it's
who's-
either Veltman or Webster. I'd go Veltman. He played more matches.
Mm,
So it's
Veltman
Dunk and
or-
Veltman, really, isn't it? It is, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. I'll
Probably.
give you Cresswell. I'll give you Cresswell.
Okay, fair. I'll give you the 2 centre backs. West Ham never had a consistent centre back pairing all season. Was the weirdest thing.
So now
Or a
right
consistent
back.
right
This
back.
is the problem. They played
No, yeah, West Ham.
Solly March. Right.
Well, let's go. March or Antonio. So they're both very attacking players who got played fullback, but more in a kind of right wing back, right wing role.
Well, March then. March. 7 goals, 7 assists. Absolutely, like genuinely good. From like basically like right back almost. Like
Antonio,
Right.
8 goals, 4 assists, first season in the Premier League. Some
yeah.
like crucial goals, like
Solly March.
winners galore. Could score almost every type of goal. Could score solo ones. Could score headers. Could score like tap-in from inside the box. He could do it all, and even having to have shifts at right back when he was a
Yeah, I'm
natural right
sorry.
winger. You mean
I'm
you're
sorry.
sorry?
It is March. It is
So-
March. It is March. I'm sorry, man.
No, I rate Solly March very highly, but this is
Yeah.
hurting me because it's
Come
so
on,
tight.
Antonio. No, it is March. It is Solly March.
That's it. No,
As
okay.
a
You know what?
neutral.
You know what? Wait, I'll give you March because Antonio, it took till like December for him to get a chance, whereas March
Yeah.
was whole season. That's the only reason. But also, I mean, even then, to be fair, from that few games, Antonio still got 12 goals and assists that season, and that can't be frowned upon. Like I'm not.
No, very good. Both
I'm
teams
not
were
like
really
him.
good.
I'm not like him as disrespect to giving Antonio.
No, but I'm not. It's just a
That
really
season he was quality,
task. So
especially
now
as
for the
well.
rest of the team, should we just create a midfield? So like,
How many
What?
midfielders have you got? Is it
Well-
McAllister, Caicedo, and Gross?
well, it's no, well, Gross was kind of on the right wing. So it's meant to be 2 because it was a 5 back, but I've got rid of Webster from this. So if we can make a 3-man midfield, maybe, and Gross has got to get in somewhere. I would have put him on the right wing.
Well, the trouble is,
Gross
I
has
don't have a
got to
right.
go in.
I don't have a right winger anymore. Yeah, we can go.
Okay,
We
and
can
then
go-
put Payet on the left.
No, wait, we can
And
go.
then-
We can go Gross versus like Lanzini, and Gross gets in.
Yeah,
Payet versus Matoma. It's not even up for debate.
yeah, Payet and or Payet over Matoma and Trossard, who gets in. Like he's
Yeah.
the team, isn't he? He's the team.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. So that's the 2 wingers sorted. So should we play a 3-man midfield and 1 striker?
Yeah,
Okay,
That's good.
so my only 2 options really are Caicedo and McAllister. I think both of them deserve to be in, to be honest.
mine are Noble and Kayate. I'll give you because Noble and Kayate and Caicedo were the more defensive ones. I'll give you Caicedo. I know McAllister's quality, but Noble.
Yeah, no,
Mark
All
Noble
three
this
can get in.
season was wait, what?
It's a
Oh,
three-man midfield. All three can get in.
oh, okay. Wait, is it striker? Who are the options? Is it for Brighton? Is it Ferguson?
Sorry,
Or is it Welbeck?
Caicedo, McAllister, and was it Noble, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Well, this is where it gets tough. There's not many options. Ferguson played 19 games, scored 6 goals, 2 assists. But the striker was Welbeck. 31 games, 6 goals, 3 assists.
I'd
How many
genuinely go Andy Carroll.
no,
Carroll
I think I would as well.
Carroll played probably 19, 20 games, I think. Let me get it up.
I probably would go Carroll.
Carroll, yeah, he played about 19, 20 games, got 9 goals, 1 assist. You could even go Diafra Sakho, played a few games, got 5 goals, 1 assist,
Nah, Carroll.
including in the final home game. Yeah, okay, Andy Carroll,
That
you're
lets
going
us
for?
side down. Yeah.
Okay, so read out a team for me.
In goal, Adrian. Defence is Solly March on the right back. Veltman and Dunk in defence. And Creswell left back.
Yep.
Midfield 3 of Caicedo, McAllister, and Noble.
Mm-hmm.
And then a front 3 of Gross, Carroll, and Payet.
That's fair. But wait, so how many
That
is
is
that?
fair.
How many is
1,
that?
2, 3, 4, 5 West Ham players. So
And
obviously
6
Brighton. Brighton. Very close. Both of the ones we've done are close. I want to just summarise by saying the Brighton team was a lot more well-rounded. The
Yeah.
Brighton team had a lot more, went through a lot of adversity. The Brighton team were a lot more attacking and exciting to watch,
Yeah.
playing good football. They were very likable. Not that that
Mm.
makes any difference, but
No, I do for the reasons that West Ham's one came in a much easier season to do well in, with so many in transition. Where in a season where Leicester and Southampton came in the top 6, where a lot of it was relying on Payet. Like a lot of good football came from Payet. His link up with Lanzini was
it just
like
was brilliant, though, wasn't it?
He upped Lanzini's level. He upped Carroll's level. He upped Antonio's level. Players like that. Where also it did have the final season at Upton Park kind of backing behind it, kind of giving you that boost. I'll give it to Brighton.
The thing is, I'm giving it to Brighton, but I want to give it to West Ham. But I am going to give it to Brighton. But the reason I want to give it to West Ham is just because how good they were at times and how good Payet was and how magic it was and the memories. I'll look back at that season more than I look back at this one. But it probably is Brighton. If you're thinking with your head, Brighton. If you're thinking with your heart, West Ham.
If you played both teams against each other, Brighton would probably win.
Brighton would win, yeah. Brighton would win. And also it's evident by the amount of different players they've got in that team and the amount of money they went for as well. Like some of the players in the team, like McAllister, Caicedo, Trossard. And imagine losing probably one of your best players mid-season and your manager and still being that good.
And being better afterwards.
Better. So we've gone Brighton. That's interesting. Interesting that you admitted it was Brighton, because I thought I was struggling on this one. Even I was struggling.
Same. I didn't realise it'd be that tight
pushed
either.
West Ham, I would have let you. Yeah. No, it was tight. But if you pushed West Ham, I probably would have.
No, I think I do have a shred of there is some hindsight about it, because the following season, Payet kind of threw in the towel and then left, and West Ham almost got relegated with a lot of the same players. Of course, then there were difficulties added to that, like being a Minute Stadium, whatever, and having your best player leave. But so much of if you take Payet out the West Ham team, it comes 9th or 10th. If you took any of Brighton's best players out of their team,
which they did,
exactly, they still would have come 6th or 7th or 8th at lowest.
And they did. That happened.
But but I'm saying if you took even more out, they still
but that's this season. They took Caicedo, McAllister, Sanchez. They took who else?
Yeah, because also when you put the managers together, if you compare them, it's De Zerbi by a long way. To be fair,
Bilic,
but let us know what you think. That was a really good Team V team. Let us know if you agree, and thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.